Good day. This is World University and Schools live hangout on air and question and answer forum as well. It's April 23rd, 2018. I'm Scott McLeod, and I'd like to talk today a little bit about faculty senates at World University and School relative to the Stanford University Faculty Senate that has been in existence since the 1960s. And if people come to this live hangout on air in the middle of a letter I'd like to read to a professor and former president of Stanford University, Gerhard Casper, who was president at Stanford from 1992 to 2000. If people come to this hangout, then we'll change course and perhaps we can have a conversation about the faculty senates planned in all 200 countries' languages as a way to focus the academics and potentially differentially. So a faculty senate in World University and School that's based in the United States and accrediting here for online free MIT OpenCourseWare centric degrees would be different from, for example, a faculty senate in Romania, which would be in the Romanian language. And the potential for creativity differentially by these online universities languages for bachelor, PhD law, and medical degrees. So for example, in English in the United States and California, in Romanian language in Romania, and in all 200 countries' languages. The faculty senates could develop perhaps even out of their own languages, best teaching practices toward a flourishing conversation around the academic standard of MIT OpenCourseWare and as it might be translated into Romanian. As an example, a comparative example with the English-speaking World University and School planning to accredit in California in the United States, but also differently in, for example, the British Isles, and differently in Australia, etc. So I'd like to just briefly show you the letter I'm going to read, since no one has come to this hangout yet. And it's here. So it's in my blog from Saturday, April 21st, 2018. And the beginning of the title of this blog entry is ALPS, 2 faculty senates for A, America World University and School in English, and B, Germany World University and School, planned in German, for example. Email to Stanford President Emeritus Gerhard Casper and his reply, Stanford Historical Society Faculty Senate panel. And the URL is at the top. I'll post it into the YouTube video chat box below the video as well. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And I'm very glad that former President Emeritus Gerhard Casper got back to me in response to my letter, and that's in the blog as well. And he writes, "Dear Mr. McLeod, thank you for all the information. I am about to leave for Asia and won't be able to get tithes, T-I-T-H-E-S, for a while, but I will eventually. Regards, Gerhard Casper, gcasper.stanford.edu." So my letter to Professor Casper on Friday, April 20th, reads, "Grüß Gott, Professor Casper. It was very nice to meet and talk with you after your fascinating talk and the edifying panel at the Stanford Historical Society on Stanford's Faculty Senate," with the URL in the blog for this Stanford Historical Society Faculty Senate panel. "Thank you. I lived in Munich for a year while I was studying at Reed College, attending classes both through the Reed College program in Olympiazentrum, as well as at Ludwig Maximilian Universität. You mentioned a question about the university you're helping with in Nuremberg and developing online there, I think. What's in the mission of this university in Bavaria, Ray Online Education? And per your panel yesterday, how would its faculty senate or parallel body of decision makers focus this? Cities need help with governance with artificial intelligence, AI, per this Stanford Law Codex fellow Tony Lay, with a Twitter URL of Tony Lay's post. Perhaps countries do as well. And universities may also need help with teaching and research online, with AI, machine learning, the blockchain ledger, robotics, and other remarkable developments in the information technology age. World University and School is like Wikipedia in its 299 languages, with CC4 MIT OpenCourseWare in 5 languages, with the URLs from MIT OpenCourseWare translated courses and ocw.mit.edu in this letter, and seeks to offer online university degrees in each of all approximately 200 countries' official main languages, as well as wiki schools for open teaching and learning in each of all 7,097 living languages per ethnologue. WUaS, World University and School, seeks to offer online bachelor, PhD, law, MD, medical degrees, as well as IB, International Baccalaureate high school degrees, again, in each of all 200 nation states' official languages. While WUaS incorporated as a nonprofit in about 2010, 2011 in the US and California, and seeks to accredit, probably with WASC Senior, Western Association of Schools and Colleges, which Stanford accredits with as well. See the Stanford and UC Berkeley accreditation pages here in the World University and School.blogspot.com recent agenda for monthly business meeting, which is open, and the URL for this blog entry for World University and School is in the letter. World University and School may seek to develop faculty senates in each of all 200 countries' official languages, partly to facilitate the creativity of different cultural language approaches to learning at the university and high school levels, as well as related research. This would also potentially generate a remarkable cross-cultural university conversation too. To give you an idea of how WUaS works, here's the Theories of Learning wiki subject page. wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/theories_of_learning, capitalizing theories and learning, accessible here from the main subjects page at wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org. And matriculated students will be able to take the MIT OpenCourseWare courses in the top section of the Theories of Learning page, wiki subject, for example, for credit toward free online CC4 Creative Commons 4 degrees at the undergraduate and the graduate levels. Classes would take place in Google Group Video Hangouts, for example, to facilitate the conference method seminar approach to university education. And I give the URL for World University and Schools Conference Method of Teaching and Learning in new ways. And MIT has neither a law school nor a medical school. So MIT OpenCourseWare doesn't have CC4 licensed OpenCourseWare in any language in these fields. And WUaS will seek to develop this OCW in all 200 countries' languages, perhaps in conjunction with the New England Journal of Medicine's courseware for continuing education, and with Project Echo and Google's Project Baseline for online WUaS medical schools with online teaching hospitals for clinical care. To give you an idea of how multiple languages will work at WUaS, see this YouTube video. URL is in the letter. Accessible from this YouTube channel, youtube.com/worlduniv-and-school. This YouTube touches on these two Wikipedia Romanian language pages as examples. The Wikipedia Romanian language page in English and the Wikipedia Limba Romania page in Romanian as examples, again. And World University and Schools front end, Miraheza MediaWiki, for example, and I give the URL for wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org German language wiki subject page, but which isn't in German yet, is the same information technology as Wikipedia's front end, which anyone can edit. WUaS donated ourselves to Wikidata Wikibase for co-development in 2015, and as a consequence got this new wiki, for example, the links above, in 2017. And Wikidata Wikibase is the quote-unquote backend of Wikipedia as a structured knowledge database in 288 active languages with language communities. Many Wikidata developers are based in and around Berlin, and Wikidata is a chapter of the Wikimedia Foundation based in San Francisco. The wiki side of WUaS may also be used as a kind of laboratory for sharing best teaching and learning and research approaches on which any university could draw, cities and countries too, for artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, and other developments in the information technology age. And it also could be developed as such. WUaS is also planning to develop a realistic virtual Earth virtual universe, virtual Harbin hot springs for STEM research and as a classroom. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics research. Think Google Street View with time slider, maps, Earth, brain, Google TensorFlow, AI software, Google Translate, GNMT, plus more. And WUaS is already also in Google Education. While World University and School would like to become the Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Oxbridge of the Internet in each of all 200 countries' official languages, and as wiki schools for open teaching and learning in all 8,475 languages, entries in Glottolog, attracting highest achieving students, studying from their homes in all 200 countries per the Olympics, will be part of this process. And since MIT OpenCourseWare is CC4 licensed, allowing for A, sharing, B, adapting, but C, non-commercially, students around the world would get MIT education for free. And Germany, too, would get MIT in German for free, in a sense. So I'm writing to inquire, Stanford President Emeritus Casper, if you would be available to communicate further about all of this. And Ray, the university you're helping to develop in Germany, and be willing to, please, to entertain the idea of becoming World University and School's first president of 2 faculty senates, the English-speaking WUaS, I give a URL, eventually to become USA World University and School, I give another URL, or perhaps America WUaS, initially available from all 200 countries over the internet, and Germany World University and School, planned in the German language. So Deutschland WUaS or Deutschland Welt Universität und Schule oder irgendwie ähnlich. I feel honored to have met you, and thank you so much for your great vision, Ray, the Stanford Faculty Senate, and sharing of your practical experience and knowledge as Stanford President Emeritus in these regards. Thank you. Alles Gute, Scott McLeod. So each country, the wiki.worlduniversityandSchool.org/wiki/nation_states, to become a major online university in its official main languages, with the languages URL at Wiki World University and School. So the idea for a faculty senates in multiple countries would again allow for perhaps cultural approaches to university education developing independently per each university in each country's language, yet in conversation with each other, which would therefore allow for a remarkable online university conversation under the umbrella of World University and School. So I'll just read briefly what Professor and President Emeritus of Stanford, Gerhard Casper, wrote back to me. I read this at the beginning of this YouTube live Hangout on Air. Dear Mr. McLeod, thank you for all the information. I'm about to leave for Asia and won't be able to get tithes for a while, but I will eventually. Regards, Gerhard Casper, gcasper.stanford.edu. To which I replied, Dear Professor Casper, thank you for your email. World University and School seeks to grow in each of all approximately 200 countries in their official/main languages, and tithes would make this possible. Thank you. Regards, Scott McLeod, founder, president, professor, scottmcleod.com, worlduniversityandschool.org, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/nation states. So the faculty senate idea would be also something that potentially our planned young faculty, people who had just gotten their doctoral degrees, or even our instructors and tutors who might still be graduate students, for example, from highest achieving universities, say Stanford graduate students or MIT graduate students, would be able to participate in. And these faculty senates would help create potentially a generative conversation about how universities are developing. They would potentially be a creative and focusing opportunity for each university to develop an approach to this online, free, MIT OpenCourseWare centric universities in 5 languages, in 200 countries, official languages eventually. So I hope these faculty senates will, and this information about this, will be helpful, and we will be able to talk more conversationally in the future if people are interested in joining the Hangout. And on Wednesday, the 25th of April, 2018, I hope to talk about, in this World University and School Live Hangout on Air, how machine learning and AI might articulate with MIT OpenCourseWare at World University and School. So for example, how might tutors and instructors, graduate students, and recent postdocs engage machine learning for their own teaching of World University and School students in Google Group Video Hangouts, where these graduate students and postdocs conceptually would be teaching to the MIT faculty in video at MIT OpenCourseWare in possibly 30 different majors from MIT OpenCourseWare. How might these tutors and instructors use machine learning to focus their teaching, to dive into other languages, books in other languages, to focus a course they were developing? So that's something I'd like to do on Monday, April 23rd, 2018, and potentially as a conversation if people join the Hangout. Thank you for watching this, and worlduniversityandschool.org is the URL. We're seeking 100 undergraduate students for this autumn 2018. In English, students can come from any of the 200 countries from around the world for free bachelor's degrees, taking approximately 40 courses over 4 years, which will have teachers in Google Group Video Hangouts as we've planned this, and which will be MIT OpenCourseWare centric. So I'll post some of the URLs from today's Hangout on Air under this YouTube video, and see you on at the next Hangout on Air for worlduniversityandschool.org.